and then share my screen. Okay, so this is going to be a business presentation that we're going to try to do to tailor this to the South African market. So, um, thank you guys for being here today. If you're invited here today by someone who cares about you, and they care about you. They want you to be exposed to some information that may impact your financial well-being in a long and lasting way. I think that's a fair way to put it, why you were invited here today. And I want you to imagine this. Imagine having a solution to a problem that almost everybody has, and the ability to be able to build long-term income by helping people to solve it. And what's that problem? The problem that we're dealing with is health. I'll do a brief introduction of myself. My name is Dr. Dieter. I'm a board certified internist in as well as pediatrician. And I'll tell you, I've been practicing medicine now for 15 years, and chronic diseases everywhere. Uh, these are US statistics, but I need to look for Southern African statistics. But in the United States, about 70% of Americans, are on at least one prescription medication. That number is projected to rise by 80% by the year 2050. So chronic disease is everywhere. And the health problem that we're dealing with comes from two root causes. Two main things result in all these modern day diseases that we have: diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it. And those two main root causes come from insulin resistance and dysbiosis. These two entities, insulin resistance and dysbiosis, cause all those modern day diseases. And I want to just talk a little bit about what insulin resistance is and a little bit about what a gut imbalance is, just to give you a little synopsis. You see, insulin is a very important hormone in the body, and its job is to help secure energy, and it does so by doing this. It mobilizes glucose out of the blood into the cell. And when it mobilizes glucose out of the blood, this is a cell, into the cell. Inside the cell, when this glucose gets into the cell through the command of insulin, it goes through a small organelle in the cell called the mitochondria. The mitochondria is like the energy factory of the cell, the energy factory. In the mitochondria, the glucose goes through a complex series of reactions called the electron transport chain, resulting in an energy molecule called ATP. Okay. Now, every cell in the body requires energy to function. The cell is the smallest entity of the body. Cells group up to form tissues, organs, system, the whole man. The simplest definition of a disease is a group of cells or tissues or organs or system, that has malfunction. And the number one reason that cell or tissue or organ malfunctions is the lack of energy. So insulin is so important because insulin secures energy. When insulin is not able to secure energy, a breakdown in this process, we say you have insulin resistance. Okay. And that now drives the modern day diseases that we have, as depicted in here. The other thing I want to draw is our gut. God holds the key to many of the modern day diseases we also face. Our gut is supposed to be like the body's defense line. When the gut is not healthy, what we call dysbiosis, it's not able to help defend the body, against illnesses. And then the gut also produces a lot of the things that we need for our bodies to function well, dopamine produced in the gut, serotonin produced in the gut, and what have you. So when there's a dysfunction in the gut, it cannot help the body defend itself, and it cannot produce the molecules or substances that the body needs to work well. And because of these two things, insulin resistance and an abnormal gut, what we call dysbiosis, those two things now working in conjunction cause the modern day non-communicable diseases that are rampant everywhere. Now, um, there is a solution that addresses the root cause of this. Science now shows that if you address the root cause of these two things, the insulin resistance and the gut, those diseases that came as a consequence of that go away. And there is this solution that a health and wellness company came up with called the Feel Great system. It's a solution that goes to the core, goes to reverse the root cause of the issue, insulin resistance and dysbiosis. Now, it's made up of two things, a Unimate tea and a balance. These are nutraceutical products which go to speak to the core of the problem. When they reverse the insulin resistance and reverse the dysbiosis, then those illnesses go away. So it's become one of my favorite tools in helping people take their health back. And what's happening is that hundreds of people are experiencing, who once lived with chronic diseases, are experiencing real transformation, conditions that they suffered from, like diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, high cholesterol, lupus, those conditions, they're now living free of those conditions. And as they're living free of those conditions and lives are changing forever, I just want to show you some pictures here, a few pictures. This is a picture of me on the top right hand. I used to be overweight. I used this, and in a space of 2 months, I lost 14 pounds, which is the equivalent of about 7 kilograms. The second picture is my cholesterol value. My cholesterol dropped by 60, by 69 points, sorry, 64 points in a space of 3 months using this. The other picture on the right upper corner is a colleague of mine. She's a pediatrician. She struggled with anxiety and depression and insulin resistance and brain fog. All those things are gone. Jimmy here below me had an A1C drop to 5.2 from 12.2. Reversed his diabetes. Roll the picture in the middle. Reversed the diabetes. The lady in the bottom right, she was diagnosed with early onset dementia, and her family was making plans to put her in a nursing home. She started forgetting the names of people, forgetting people she had known for a long time, forgetting her way home, things like that. And she heard about the solution and that it reverses insulin resistance, and she decided to get on it. And in the space of, I think she had been on it for about close to 2 months, she was able to regain her memory, her function, and all of that. And look at the transformation. If you tell me that the lady on the left, is a grandmother, I'll say, yeah, she looks like one, acts like one, smells like one. But, the other picture just sees life and vibrance. These are some other pictures of people's transformations, even kids, some cholesterol going down, reversing diabetes, blood pressure, and all of that. So there is a powerful ripple effect because people are experiencing life-changing benefits and becoming lifelong consumers, and are telling other people, and those other people are also experiencing, other people who get on this are also experiencing the same life-changing benefits. So there is a domino effect being created, and this creates a big opportunity, a big business opportunity. Now, the company that makes this product, allows people to invest or come into the company or take advantage of the business opportunity through what I call a digital franchise model. And under this digital franchise model, when you make a one-time investment of 1549 is the equivalent of about 25,900 South African rand. The company is going to send you 10 boxes of the product. Normally, 10 boxes of the product, the retail price for 10 boxes of the product is $170. But when you make a one-time investment to acquire the digital franchise to become a partner in the company discounts it. Instead of giving those 10 boxes to you for 1700, they give it to you for this price of 1549. The company then tells you to take one of the boxes and keep for yourself to use, because one of the ways in which you make commissions is that you have to be a monthly user of the product yourself. The company then tells you to take the other nine boxes and sell them for $170. I don't know what the equivalent of that is in South African rand. I did not check, but the company tells you to sell the other nine boxes for 170. That's 2,851 South African rand. If you sell the other nine boxes for $170, the retail price, you're gonna make 1530. So you pretty much get a return on your investment because you spend 1549 and after selling the nine boxes, you get that. So this is what I call a digital franchise model, and the company markets the product in what we call a multi-level business program. So this investment is one time. Now, once you acquire the franchise, um, you're going to get a custom link where your customers who are interested in the product, can get the product through your custom link. You're gonna get a back office, a website, and you can refer traffic through the website for people who want to buy the product. Now, one thing, the way you earn commissions in the company is first by customers. That's one way of earning commissions. So let's say this is you own the franchise. You had paid the 1549, which is 25,900 South African rand, and you now are a franchise owner. If you have a customer whose name is Bob, every time Bob makes an order, you're gonna get a 20 to $25 commission for that. I think in South African rand that could be 20 is 335, and I think 25 is 419. So so you're going to get about a 20 to $25 commission every time somebody buys the product. So let's say each of your customers also are going to have what you call a customer referral link. So let's say Bob buys the product and Bob has been struggling with his diabetes or struggling with his weight, and he has an improvement in his symptoms, and he sees his friend Sue, and Sue says, Bob, you look good. You've lost weight. What's going on? And Bob tells Sue, well, there's this feel great system that I've been on that has helped me get to where I am. And Sue says, well, I want some of that. Can you get me some of that too? And then what Bob does now is Bob shares his customer distributor link. Oh, sorry, his customer referral link with Sue. When Sue buys the product through Bob's customer referral link, even though you have never met Sue, because Sue got the referral from Bob, who is linked to you, you're also gonna get that 20 to $25 commission, the 300 to 400 South African rand. Now, if Sue does the same and shares with Joe or shares with Jill, you're also going to get the 20 to $25 commission from them. Now, every time that the customer refers somebody using their customer referral link to buy the product, the customer is going to get a $10 credit, which is about 167 South African rand. So when Bob shares his referral link with Sue, and Sue gets the the product because of Bob, Sue is going to get $10 credit that he can use next time when he wants to buy the product. So there's some kind of an incentive then for customers, like a $10 coupon. There's an incentive then for customers to refer people to get the product. And any referral of your customers, you're going to get all the credit for that. So that's one way in which you make money in this. The other way you make money is through commissions by your partners.
Doc, can we make this an interactive session? Do you mind?
Yeah, let us do that. I'm here to serve. I'm here to
Yeah,
serve.
there's a question by Futsi here. Futsi,
Okay.
please go ahead. I see your hand.
Thanks a lot. So I just wanted to understand right there. So you have, let's say you have Futsi who has a franchise.
Okay.
Futsi goes and then sells. Okay, so I got the initial 10.
Okay.
I keep the 1 and then I
Mhm.
have the 9. From the 9, I then sell to 9 other people. And one of those people is Bob.
Okay.
Bob uses the product and he's very happy with it. He comes back to me and says, I'd like to purchase another one because this one is great.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is I would then give him the link to say, you now do not buy from me. There is the link. He goes, he purchases. And in that link, there's going to be, let's say, a reference number that is linked to myself.
That's correct.
And then Bob goes and sells to Catherine.
Mhm.
So what link does Bob use?
Bob,
Give him
good
does Bob give
question.
him the very same, does Bob give him the very same link, or is Bob now going to have his own link that is now going to be linking Bob, Catherine, and myself as the initial person that sold?
Yeah, so at each of your customers, so Bob is going to have a customer referral link that is going to be different from you, Footsie, your referral link. Okay. So but Bob's customer referral link will be linked to yours. Anytime the system sees Bob customer's referral link, it will identify Bob as your customer. Does
Thanks
that
for
make
that. So it does. So here's a follow-up question. So Bob does not necessarily have to have the digital franchise.
No,
If
he
he
doesn't.
feels like, okay, lovely, answered. Thank you.
He doesn't. He's just a customer, a happy customer. And the happy customer who has every customer will have a referral link. He's a happy customer who has referred Sue. When he refers Sue, using his customer referral link, he gets credit, and you who own the franchise, you get the payment. Bob only gets a coupon and you get the $20 to $25
Okay.
commission.
Thanks for that, Dr. Tetu. So here's another follow-up one. Yeah, my questions
Sure.
are many. Forgive me.
Sure. Sure.
So I'm in South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got the digital company. So the first time I sold all of those 9s, lovely, they went out. But from the 9 that I sold, 4 of these people are in Lesotho, and now they want to place another order. So Lesotho is quite different from us, where I've got a physical address, and for anybody to move around to deliver, it's an easy thing. Lesotho is not possible. Even in town, it's quite awkward. The question is, will I still then be able to see a commission of some sort if I now again, as a Futsi, I go and maybe I buy another 10. And from that 10, I now have to distribute to my guys in Lesotho who cannot get the same delivery service as the one that I get in Lesotho. Do I then
As the
still,
one that you get in South Africa.
sorry, in South, you see, you've got me, Doc. Yes. What
Okay.
happens then in terms of commission?
Okay. So this is what I'll advise, and I had this. It's a very good question as we're trying to build. The way you get commission on that is to do this. So what you will do each time you can create a new customer under you. Okay. You could create a new customer. And if we have to get on a Zoom one day for me to show you and all of that, we'll do that. You could create a new customer. That new customer's name could be John Doe. Okay. You could create, it doesn't have to be, you could create a new customer under you, and then you buy the 10 pack under you, and then now take that 10 pack when it comes, and you can sell it. If you create the new customer under you, all those sales, all those commissions, you will get commissions from that. But if you were just to go buy another 10 pack under your name, the company will not credit you any commissions.
I see. Thanks for
Yeah,
that.
but if you created a customer and you bought the 10 pack under the customer, which I can help you do, you will get commissions for that. Now, there is a difference in price between the first 9 boxes, and getting through. So the first 9 boxes, the company tells you to sell it for $170 to try to recuperate your $15.49, that you made, right? Now, after, going forward, now that you have people going forward who are interested, if they use your link online, it's going to be, I think it's one, Catherine, you tell me, because I know in the US it's $159 for a subscription, $169 for one time. I don't imagine that there are subscriptions in South Africa. Are people just buying it one time?
Yes, currently people are able to only buy one time.
Okay.
I was actually going to ask you to ask Rocky and them how the subscription works. But yeah, the pricing here so far, my experience so far has been the following, right? So the digital franchise, that 17 you're talking about, that 14549, for us here, I had to pay 31,990, so 32,000 rand. So
Okay.
not 27.
Okay.
And if I then came back and wanted to buy a second bulk pack, which you advised me not to do, that's when it drops to 27,000.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
so the partners in the call tonight need to know that the digital franchise in South Africa is 32,000.
Is that some added taxes? That 32,000, yeah.
I have no idea how they came to that. So that is how it's going here. That's the pricing we were given by Makaya. And then the single pack is 3,400 rand. It's 3,390. So it's 3,400 rand.
Okay.
And that is quite steep. So that's
Yeah.
something we need to also talk about. I mean, if we were talking about the 2,700s, like you have been saying, I think we would really, really fly in this market. But the minute you get over, it's almost like a psychological barrier,
Yeah. Yeah.
The minute you get over the 3,000 mark, people, I mean, Futsi will tell you just today alone, she had at least 3 potential customers who all balked at the idea of 3,400.
Yeah.
So I think if we could drop into the 2,000 range, this business would really fly very quickly. But I know it's not in your hands, Doc.
Yeah. And even though it's not in my hands, right? I always don't, they say it never hurts to ask. It never hurts to ask, even though it's not in my hands. I always don't mind asking. I do think though that I'm going to ask, I'm going to bring that up to Sam again and ask that. Who knows? They may say, "Hey, leader will work with you." The worst thing is that they will say no. If they say no, what have I lost?
And maybe the conversation could be, and I had this conversation with Chisomo earlier today, maybe it could be, hey, let's do a special launch price in South Africa for a period, whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's this, you have me and this team of ladies in this group tonight, because I can promise you they're very excited to get going. I mean, they are already registered as customers, so each of them are already on the system. So and maybe that's what we can tell Sam, to say, hey, we potentially have a really good lake in South Africa, and these guys are rearing to go. So let's see, what can we do on the
Yeah.
pricing? But that
Yeah.
3,000, I think it's a psychological barrier to a lot of people.
Let me ask, if he could, what's the best wiggle room to say, okay, price, that I can go back to Sam and talk with, hey, we want to do a big launch. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I think 3,000 somehow then becomes, the mind just makes it feel like it's quite expensive. Because in South Africa, there is quite a lot of products coming out of China that are, I'm not saying they're doing what the Feel Great system does, but it's the same type of idea, Chinese medicine. And those sell in the 2,000, 2,500, 2.9. I see a suggestion here from Lalu that says 2.9, 2,900. So maybe one thing that could be done as a counter is maybe the compensation, the commission in South Africa can drop a little. Maybe can go into the $20 or even $18 in order to bring the price down. That could be one of the things. But I see
so commission drop to bring price to bring the price.
So. I think so. Yeah. That's how I would do it. Is maybe bring down the commission, maybe bring down that credit so that the price can come down and becomes accessible. If it can be under 3,000, I promise you, Doc, by January we would have 20, 30, 50, even 100 customers signed on this protocol, because it's amazing. It's an amazing protocol, but the price is really, really, it's a barrier.
Okay, I'm going to put that down. So give me a number that I could. So should we agree on 2,900?
Colleagues, anyone?
You guys give me a number that I'll take back to go ask.
Yes. So she suggested 2.9. That's what I threw out, but I want to hear from others. But yeah. Futsi, did you want to add something? Chisomo, Mpho, all of you, please speak up.
Yeah. So I think what I wanted to say is that not unless if I didn't see properly that when Dr. Data was the presentation earlier on, the prices that he was talking about are definitely not the same as what we find on the system.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find out to say whether maybe we don't even need to get into the discussion of lowering the price. There just has to be clarity to say of the prices that you're talking about today, because I kind of like them. They are definitely not the same as what is on the website when you go into purchase. Is there a misalignment there maybe that needs to be looked into? Because if there is, then we don't even have to get into the pricing thing. It will be sorted.
No, Futsi, I think what is happening is that Dr. Dita is just using a currency converter. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. They have
these prices.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember, with us here, there is probably taxes that then get added. So he was using just a direct American price converted to South African rand. End of story. That's why he was getting those numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. I tend to I'm sitting on 2.8. That's fine. 2.8.
2.8. Okay. Okay. Can we get a consensus 2.8 versus 2.9? Because as I say, I don't mind asking. I'm bold. I'm going to go back. You don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Okay. So we have 2.8, 2.8, let's go with 2.8. 2.8 wins.
Yeah, and let's say that our top would be 2.9, so we don't want to go past that.
Okay, so 2.8 to 2.9, 2.8 to 2.9. So you're saying that
we prefer 2.8, but if they push back, then we don't want to go past 2.9.
Okay, all right. Right now, what does it sell in South Africa?
3,390.
3,390. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we are saying drop 400 Rand, which is effectively dropping the commission currently. So that's why I'm saying maybe they need to look at the commission structure in South Africa.
I think that the commission in South Africa is $20, just as the PV is 80. I think it's 20. So yeah, okay, that's a proposal that I'll take to them for sure. Because if you guys are saying what you're seeing already, this stuff could take off in January with hundreds of customers. If let's say we're launching just start with, hey, let's just do this promotional for the month of January and see what happens. And if we cannot prove to you guys that we'll give you 100 customers or this and that or what have you, then hey, let's come back to the table and see what we can do. We could use that as a negotiation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think let's do that.
Okay. Sounds good. So now the way you make commissions, another way in which you earn commissions in the company is by building a team under you. So I'll go back to this. So for this slide right here, you are the franchise owner. Let's say you sign Bob to be a franchise owner. Bob becomes what I call your first generation customer. If Bob is able to convince Sue to sign up as a franchise owner under Bob, Sue becomes a second generation a partner to you, okay? And then let's say Sue is able to convince Joe to sign under her as a partner. Joe is now a third generation partner to you. Now, if you have, I now go to this slide. For your first, second, and third generation partners, if let's say Bob has 20 customers under him, and Sue has 20 customers under her, and Joe has 20 customers under her. These are your first, second, and third generation partners. You are going to make a 5 to 10% is equivalent to $5 to $10 commission on all the customers of your first, second, and third generation partners. Okay. Now, if you have fourth, fifth, and sixth generation partners, all of their customers, you're going to make a $5 to $5 commission on all of their customers. I use them interchangeably because they kind of equilibrate. If you have a 7, 8, and 9 generation, you make a $3 commission on all of their partners, all of their customers, and then 1% for the 10 to 12 generation. So that's one way in which you build. That's another way in which you build. Now, I forgot to mention, every time you sign a new partner, you get a $200 to $250 commission. I think in the US it's $250. I think in South Africa it'll be $200. Every time you acquire a new franchise owner, you get a one-time commission of $250. So that's the way you make money, by amassing customers yourself. Futsi, is your hand still up from I could stop? Or
It's
did we not lower it?
it's a new hand.
Okay, let's do it.
So I think I'm happy. We have addressed another leg of, we are saying the product is quite steep. Let's see what the powers be it will say. I'm also quite concerned about the price of the actual franchise. To say, I don't know, colleagues on the line, ladies, is it something as well that maybe would want Dr. Dieter to also address and put on the table? Because in our South African context, I know that I actually had a discussion with Catherine earlier on today where there is somebody who really likes this, they see the benefits and everything, but ultimately it all comes down to pricing. But we have taken a different approach to say that if anybody comes and talks about pricing, I mean, we're putting wellness in front. And I think today I just said to these two, it's actually two, I said, no, when you're ready, you'll come, we'll talk. We just have to weigh, is it health? Is it expensive? Is it my well-being? Where is it? So we're sort of positioning it that way. And I think we don't want to be too arrogant, but it does work. In terms of the price of the franchise, ladies, is it something that can still be okay there, or is there something that maybe we can see if Dr. Dieter could be able to get it looked at?
Before you guys give your input, right, I want to, Futsi, thank you for saying that. This is what I want to suggest. We need to pick one or the other. We need to pick our fight, you know. When you're negotiating like this, especially, I really think that this is a company of good faith, you know, and I really think that if we can work to show them that we can build, that will help us. You know, but I think as a beggar, you don't come to the table asking for everything on the table. You know, I think you have a bigger chance of being turned away as you come as a beggar, asking for every bite of everything on the table. So
No, you
what?
know what, Dr. Dieter? Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. You know what? I think I'm sort of taking 2-3 steps back, and I agree with you. Perhaps the survival could still really be us making sure that people buy, that when they buy, it's affordable. And I think it goes without saying that if somebody feels that this is quite important, and the next step really is there's access you can buy, but there's another way in which you want to get in. That is if you buy the franchise. And I think we should not be in the business of now wanting to convince them there. I agree with you. So
yeah,
for now, I'm saying I'm retracting that. And I think we want to maybe stick to making sure that it's affordable, which is what
yeah.
you're going to put on the table.
Yeah, I think that we should. This is what I think. I'm optimistic in this sense, right? If we are able to show that the South African market is viable, and we're able to show that, look, we have the powers to move things, you know, to get you an even bigger market, the company will easily be able to negotiate with us because we have proven to them that. So, Sam said something, Catherine, if you remember. He did not say anything in stone. He says, but, you know, I don't want to hold to anything, but you know, I want to hope that we'll be flexible to be able to work with you guys. But I think the one thing is that, you know, it's you know, you don't just want to reward something when you see no give a reward for something, or make a concession, you know, when, you know, you see no reason to make that concession. Businessmen think that way. I think any businessman, right? If, let's say, I have a product that costs $5, right, and I can sell that product only to 3 people, right, for $5, but then I have the opportunity to be able to drop that product to $3 and sell that to 15 people. Every businessman will take that. But we need to show them that option, that, hey, it is viable here. This is that. So I think we should take it a step at a time. Because from what I gather from Sam, if we're able to prove ourselves, they can work with us. Catherine, you're muted. If you don't mind unmuting.
Yes, sorry. So I was saying, I think Futsi has already agreed that, yeah, she's retracting. So let us go with the price per pack only as a bargaining position at this stage. And for maybe I should share that thanks for bringing up the meeting we had with Sam, and Chisomo was in the call, and both Chisomo and I really felt great energy with Sam. And I think he would be open to us holding him to the promise that he did make to us to say, hey, guys, you know, South Africa is brand new territory for us. And I'm currently, you know, him, not me. He said, I'm currently, you know, as a business, as a company, we are looking for leaders in that market. And if you guys are the leaders that we are looking for, we would be more than open and willing to listen to what you are suggesting would be best for the market. So already we're saying I've been in this, I bought my franchise a month ago. I've been on the product for what, 6 weeks, going on to the seventh one. And I mean, it's amazing. I think everybody's saying that about me. I feel amazing. But I'm also seeing that, yes, we do have this price barrier that we're saying, hey, it's probably the right time to go back to Sam and say, through Dr. Dieter, hey, this market can fly and we are ready to work it. I've already even, I don't know if I told you, Doc, through, one of the members who is in this call tonight, we also identified, we found out that there is somebody, a bad actor in this market who has a bad actor. I'll call them a bad actor because this person is selling these products online. And what they are doing is that they are separating Balance and Unimate and basically selling one box of Balance for like 11,000 Rand.
Are you serious?
Yep, I highlighted that to Makaya, and she told me that they were not aware as a company. So I told her, I said, listen, you, as I understand, Makaya is from South Africa originally. And I said to her, listen, I'm working this business every day now, and I can promise you, you cannot run South Africa by remote control because you're going to find yourself in these kind of situations where your brand is going to be destroyed. The brand, the reputation of the brand will potentially be destroyed in this market because funny people are doing this type of things. So I think that's the conversation, Doc, when, I think let's engage Sam and say, give us this concession. We will put the orders on the table. We are working hard on the ground every single day, and you will see the results.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I am going to do one or two things, one or the other. I'm going to reach out to Sam first and find out what his availability is. If he can pop on 30 minutes on the Zoom with us, and if he is available to do that, we could, because it would be great for all of you women. And I will want all of you women to be on there if you could. I was like, these are people who are willing to become distributors. This is what they're saying. It coming from you guys, and making that, may have more impact than it coming from me. So what I would love to do is, that's my priority, to try to get a meeting with him. We'll say, Sam, just 30 minutes. And if he says, yes, I have 30 minutes, we pick a day, we come to talk. You guys talk about your concerns. This stuff is about to take off in South Africa, but this is the little hitch. I like the issue of a promotion. Can we just test what we think? If we fail, then yes, come back and clamp our necks with a higher price. But if we don't fail, it shows that this is a good selling price. We can blow the market bigger for you.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good way to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's continue.
All
Okay,
right.
cool.
Sounds good. So because of this, healthcare is slowly shifting. More and more people want to experience true healing, get off medications, and that's why this is a massive opportunity. And I want you to think about this, as Amazon stock before Amazon became a household name. If any of us knew that Amazon was going to become a household name at the time of its inception, we would have invested. And I want you to look at this opportunity like that. Remember, this is a solution to a problem that almost everybody has. Health. You cannot put a value on your health. You cannot put a value on your life. It's going nowhere. So Amazon, at the time of its inception in 1997, shares of Amazon went for $18, right? If you had invested $1,000 in the market for Amazon and that stock and left it there today, that amount will be the equivalent of about 2.3 million. Now, why do I say you should look at this as the Amazon, the modern day Amazon opportunity? Is because of this. This is statistics in the US, like currently in the United States or in North America, only 0.1%. When we talk about North America, we're talking about Canada, United States, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Dominica, Dominican Republic. Only 600,000 people, the equivalent of 0.1% of North America, knows about this product and is on it. So the market is still very young. When we talk about South Africa, it's not known. And non-communicable diseases are ravaging us. So imagine the company's goal is that by the year 2040, it wants to increase that by tenfold to 1%, from 0.1 to 1%, which will be 6 million people. So right here, you'll be coming in at a part where you're still very early on. You come in now, you're making an investment into something which is going to grow like this, and you're coming in very early. So I want you to look at that as that opportunity. And you guys can be pioneers in South Africa, huge pioneers in South Africa, the very first people. And when I talk about South Africa, I really mean Southern Africa. Lesotho, Namibia, and what have you, and even spread into Eastern Africa. And it can become a wave. Non-communicable diseases are now rampant in Africa, the top killers. So imagine being the first, to be in that position right up at the food chain. It's a massive opportunity to be able to capitalize now. And so I want to end by saying this. You have a chance and a decision to make today that can put you in a pole position, put you at the top of the food chain to be able to build wealth, in a way that will change your life forever, and doing something virtuous to changing the lives of people. So I invite you to consider to partner with us today. Let us change Southern Africa, let us give people health, and take advantage of this opportunity. I go back again and say this. Imagine having a solution to a problem that almost everybody has. It's a huge opportunity, huge. And I'll end by saying this. There is the highest earner in North America. He makes 15 to 17 million dollars a year marketing this product. Interesting story about this guy. He's about my age, or a little bit younger. In 2013, he was going to go to medical school. He had scored very high on his medical entrance exam. He could have gone to the top medical schools anywhere in the country. He heard about this product and he had insight. He immediately saw this as a solution to a problem everybody had. He decided not to go to medical school and to shift path to become a marketer, distributor in this. He has built a network now that he makes 15 to 17 million. Why? Because you cannot put a value on your health, your life. When people who were diabetics are no longer diabetics, they will give everything to no longer be diabetic. When people who had autoimmune diseases no longer have that because it's reversed, they will give everything. You cannot put a value in your health. People want to experience true and lasting health. You present them. I do think that every reasonable person, you present them with a solution, that can restore their health, will take that solution. And that's where this money is coming from. There is a saying, there is an old Chinese, this guy's been in the business, the guy I mentioned, since 2013. There is an old Chinese saying that says that the best time to plant a tree is now. Sorry, it's the best time to plant the tree is 20 years ago. Okay. But you and I cannot do anything about 20 years ago. 20 years ago is come and gone. But that same Chinese proverb says the second best time to plant the tree is now. If you plant your own tree now, somebody will be talking about that tree later. The opportunity is a modern day Amazon opportunity. I want to invite you to consider partnering with us. Thank you. So that's how the presentation will end. I wanted to give that presentation to you guys first, to be able to, so that I'll take suggestions and then go back and, create, a presentation that will tailor to the South African market. So that is it. And I see Chisomo has a hand up. So can I stop sharing my page, or will you guys want to continue seeing that?
I think, I don't know if anybody wants, I think maybe some of those slides at the beginning, like where it shows how,
Okay.
the referrals and whatnot, that could help for us
Okay.
to continue looking at those.
Okay.
But yeah, Chisomo, go ahead.
Yeah, mine is just a question. Of course, you said for countries where this product is not yet there, it's difficult for them to make payments. But now, like for instance, for Malawi, Zimbabwe, usually there are issues of forex. So if somebody is paying for them from this end, there are different rates that are provided unto those people. So it's kind of a challenge when you're telling them on black market rates. Is there a way that those people can be able to still pay from their countries? Can they make any adjustments though the products are not present in those countries?
I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not. Now, because the payments that they could make now are only through South Africa, because there's nothing set up for those countries that the company doesn't have a distribution agreement with them. There's just nothing in place. So, I'm afraid not. Now, as we grow, and we can expand, those markets open, it no longer becomes a problem. But for now, it's going to have to be clandestine, paying through South Africa and then sending it to those countries. Yeah, because Unicity does not have any kind of agreement or what have you, anything set up with those countries. So unfortunately not. And it just so happens that you cannot open a market in every place at the same time. Is strategic. So I think time will come and you guys can be the pioneers. The faster you guys move, those areas can open up quicker. But in the meantime, we're going to have to South Africa is going to have to be the hub.
Yeah, so Doc, I think
Right.
that would be one of the points to discuss with Sam, is that so at the moment we are seeing interest in patients who will benefit from the solution from these other countries. So what it means for us is that it costs us a little bit more, right? Because we have to now, find ways for the monies to be sent over to South Africa and then for the product to be sent by us to those markets. So this is one of the reasons why, honestly, I think it would be helpful for Sam to partner with us, because there is a massive demand in all these other countries. For instance, just a real example is that just today, one of the ladies who traveled to Lesotho had to take a pack to a client over there. That's a cost that is not, being borne by.
I would love for Sam to hear these things. I mean, for him to know that this market, there are perturbations, I would love for him to know these things. Yeah. And to hear directly from you guys.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, thank you. Futsi, did you have a question as well? Dr. Tato, welcome. I see you did join us, which is really great.
No. I'm good. I'm good, Doc. No question. Yeah, I'm happy.
you. But Mpho, I wanted you to come on because you did mention, you did write it in the chat box, but I think it would be helpful for you to verbalize what you said in the chat about that psychological barrier, because you are a marketer and these are things that you really understand better. So Mpho, would you like to mention that as well, please? Because I really think we need to drop out of the 3,000 range. We can be 2,000. It feels different, and it's
Just that little psychological stuff. I know.
Yeah. Just to give you an example, Doc, in South Africa at the moment, Ozempic is being sold through one of the big pharmacy chains, and that the monthly supply, the guys are paying 2,700 rand.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But great.
Okay.
Mpho, did you want to add your voice, or you're okay? Maybe you're busy now.
I'm pretty much okay, but yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that in marketing, we always priced to the first digit of any pricing, so to be 2,999, working on the psychological notion that the client, the customer first sees the 2, as much as it's actually 3 at 2,999, but in their mindset, they see the 2 first.
Yeah.
I'm talking working at Panasonic, Samsung, electronic companies in South Africa. That's why pricing always has 99. We just don't want to go to the next number.
Yeah.
Okay. No, great. Thank you. Thanks for your input. So Doc, I think the input I have for you in terms of the presentation, I think it's great. I think it works. We will work with you to give you an update of the stats in terms of the Southern Africa scenario, and I think Dr. Tato will come in very handy here because she has sight of these numbers, right? So just to make it, to bring it home, right? Where we will talk about, where you were saying 70% of Americans are
yes, exactly. Yes,
we will
yes.
bring that home to South Africa.
Yes. South Africa and maybe Southern Africa, since this
Southern
is
Africa. Yeah. South Africa always has better stats. I think the other countries generally don't have the greatest stats. But we are the right team. We will be able to access the right information for you. So that's cool. But otherwise, I think I'm happy with it. I like the model, to be honest, and having been on it already, it's really wonderful, because one of the things that maybe to share with you in terms of this market and experience with multi-level marketing companies is that, the likes of your Herbalife, Amway, Forever Living, all of these are American companies. And I think where I like Unicity more is that the fact that you just buy that digital franchise one time, and thereafter you really just need to stay on the product by fulfilling your monthly PV. That's really empowering, because the other guys will say to you that 30,000, whatever it is you paid for at the beginning, you pretty much have to continue doing the same. Right? Because that's why people now end up with loads and loads of product in their garages, which they cannot find customers for.
Yeah.
So I think I like the Unicity approach.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Any
And
other comments on that?
ladies, I am so looking forward to working with you guys, to coming to South Africa for the first time. I'm so looking forward to this. And it's, you guys give me energy. It's kind of,
That's fantastic.
motivating me to get on the ground there and to really talk about these health issues in a way that elevates the African to see what is going on and to take back control of their health. You guys just give me that energy. I'm so encouraged in the very little time that you've been in this. What is going on? Very, and I look
Fabulous.
forward to working with you guys.
Thank you, Doc. So I think looking at my calendar, the next time we'll meet again for our science talks, Thursday the 8th will be
Of January?
correct, because
Okay.
next
All
week
right.
is Christmas Day and the following Thursday is New Year's Day.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Thursday the
January
8th, we'll do it.
8th.
Now, in the meantime, though, I'm going to get in touch with Sam. And if Sam
Yeah.
tells me any particular, because Sam is a busy man.
Mhm.
If he tells me any particular date, I'll communicate that to you and see what you ladies can do to be able
Yeah.
to get this.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I'll avail myself. I can commit to
Okay.
that now.
All right,
Okay.
wonderful. I look forward to talking to him and getting back to you guys. And then what I'll do also, I can send you that slide of the
Yes,
presentation,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and
Send me the
then
presentation and I'll make some amendments to it and send it
okay,
back to you.
wonderful. Sounds good. Ladies, thank you guys so much. If I don't talk to you before Christmas, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yes, same to you, Doc. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Have a
Bye-bye.
great day together. Good night. Have a good evening, ladies in South Africa. And thank you
Please,
so much.
please
Bye-bye.
tell me that greeting again of I see you.
That's Zulu, and we are not even Zulu. But it's Sawubona. Right? I'll write those down for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.